Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Simulator stream. With the real Southwest plane, please stand up. Haha, I made a funny. Anyways, we are here in Phoenix, Arizona. We're going to be taking the beautiful 737-700 in the Southwest livery. Finally, I found a livery that is working with the 2024 community drop-in of the Pmdg 737. As of before, all I could get is 2 United liveries to ever work, and I don't know why. I used the livery folder, dropped it in, and all was working, and for some crazy reason, only those 2 liveries would work. Other people said that they have not had that issue. Sergeant, welcome in. It does kinda, sort of. So this is uncompatible, or unofficially compatible. And so this is the 2020 version. All I did is took it, dropped it into the 2024 community folder. You do have to have the Sim Update 1 beta. And then you do have to start at the runway, and then you can slew on over to wherever you want to go for the gate. You can do the full shutdown if you want to. But yeah, it for the most part does work. A couple little issues here and there, but it is very flyable. And I've done many flights with it since the Sim Update 1 came out. So, Again, we're doing the 700. We're here in Phoenix, and another weird thing is, I found 2 airports so far, 2 airports that will not work with the Sim Update 1 beta. One being Oakland. It's a third-party add-on I have. I don't remember who makes that one. And Phoenix, which is the BM World, BWM, I think it's BM World, right? Their Phoenix airport does not want to load in the sim. It is wild. And even if you try to land here, the whole thing's just blank. There's nothing here. If you try to depart, it just sits there in frozen hell forever. So I don't know what they've done with that, but for some reason those 2 will not work. And I've yet to figure out why. I don't know if Microsoft changed something. Do I have to uninstall them, reinstall them? But thankfully with 2024, one really cool thing you can do is if you're having conflicts with stuff, you do not have to delete it out of the community folder. You can go into the marketplace, which isn't active, but go into the marketplace button, click on my library, find the item, and then you can disable it. And it will avoid it from actually loading in the sim. So it's still in the folder, you just don't have to remove it until, there's updates that come up, and then you can do the update and get that going. So again, 737, Phoenix, we're going to San Diego, one of the coolest airports to land into just ever in any simulator period. It's a really cool approach. Hopefully we get the runway we want, which is 27, right? It's going to be really cool. I'm excited. We are broadcasting today in 1080p. I'm going to try this out. Normally I do my typical wide screen 3440 by what, 1440p, right? Normally I do that, but I want to try just 1080p, see if the quality is a little better for y'all, and just see if the just works out better. So we'll see how this works out. It gives me a little less real estate to work with. Also, for the first time, we are bringing on, well, not that one, sorry, wrong button. Well, we'll bring that too, but we're bringing on, hey, the face cam. So we're going to use the face cam. We're going to see how that works out. It's not going to be something I'll use all the time, because I don't think it's necessary, but we'll have it on from time to time with these streams. So we'll keep it on for right now, but let's jump into this cockpit here of the Pmdg 737. So as of right now, I have it pretty much set for pushback engine start with the exception of flight planning. So we're going to go ahead and get that set up next. So let's go on over here, electric flight leg, and we're going to request a sim brief information. It's populating our route right there. This flickering thing is part of the issue with the Pmdg in 2024. So we'll just have to deal with that. Next we'll go on down here and we're going to click on the FMC. Init position, it's automatically done because, again, we're kind of in taxi mode at this point. We're going to go to route, request it. Again, you can do the full shutdown if you really want to. If you try to do the cold and dark here, sometimes that can be a little funky. So I just don't. I just kind of deal with what I have now and let it be what it is. We're expecting runway 7 left for departure. So we're going to hit the load on here. And we are, of course, using Beyondatc for our ATC on this flight. And now we're just waiting for that to load on up. Takes a couple seconds sometimes. There it goes. Alright, so 7 left for departure. Activate and execute. We can now go to the init page, and here you can pop in the information if you want, or click to the button here and request it. Now, I do actually think that if you populate it yourself, it's probably a little bit faster. Depending on how fast and familiar you are with popping in the information, it can be a little faster. Okay, so we have that all set up in there. Good. Okay. Alright, so N1 takeoff. Flaps are going to be 5 on departure. Trim is going to be 5.2. And V's are in there, so 5.2 on the trim. So one of the things, if you do try to do cold and dark at the gate when you start the sim, the trimming does not work. It is broken. Okay, so we have that set up in there. We can go to departure. 7 left. We're expecting the Freebird 1 and Mohawk transition. On the arrival, we are currently expecting 27, which is awesome. 27 via the Lucky 1 And hogs transition. Okay, plane's all set up there. Beautiful, good. And now I think we can pretty much just get Beyondatc loaded up, can't we? Got that cleared out of there as well. All grand there. And one of the things that when you do this kind of setup is you kind of forget a couple things. Now I'm using a thing called Briefing Panel. If you have not seen this, it's over on flightsim.tu on PC. It is fantastic, highly worth having. Cruising up to 3-4. Good there. That's all I need that for that. And we should be grand. Let's go ahead and get our clearance information. So our clearance is on 118.1. I'm using my stream deck to pop in the comms. Phoenix clearance, good morning from Southwest 516. We are ready for IFR clearance.
Southwest 516 Phoenix clearance, cleared to San Diego Airport. Firebird 1 departure, Mohawk transition, then is filed. Climb via SID. Departure frequency 126.8, squawk 0 tree 41.
Clear to San Diego via the Firebird 1 departure Mohawk transition, then is filed. Climb via the SID. Departure 126.8, squawk 0341, United 516.
Southwest 516, read back correct.
I say, yeah, I said Southwest, right?
132.55 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Ground 132.55, Southwest 516, see ya. Alright, so we have our clearance for that, beautiful. We're gonna climb via the SID. Our SID is telling us 7,000, okay, so yeah, we're good. We're gonna keep at 10,000 here for our departure. We'll put our speed up to 150 and heading 070. I should probably get our other webcam on. There we go. Okay, so I got all that set up there. Good. And let's go ahead and get ground. Phoenix ground, a very good morning from Southwest 516. We are requesting pushback, engine start.
Frontier Flight 4112, request taxi.
Requesting taxi.
Frontier Flight 4112, runway 7 left taxi via Tango
thinking
Tree,
Delta 10,
Delta 1,
Echo
Tree.
Echo 3.
Runway 7
That's
left
what I'm
taxi via Tango
expecting.
Tree, Delta, Delta 1, Echo Tree, Frontier Flight 4112.
Southwest 516, Phoenix ground, pushback approved. Face south.
Face south, Southwest 516. Alright, cool. So, we're going to go ahead and get our pushback dude here going. And we're going to go to pre-plan pushback. This is also another free one you can get on flightsim.to. And I'm going to go south, so let's push back. Let's go, well, they want us to go south, so I suppose we should probably go this way here. So let's go right about there, enter on that, request it, push it, good to go. Up top here, let's go ahead and get the APU bleed on. Packs are coming off, because I forgot to turn those off earlier. And beacon is on, good, okay. And ground to engine number 2. We're gonna go down here and wait for some rotation. Once we're at, once we hit about 20, we'll go ahead and introduce fuel. Alright, let's go ahead and bring that fuel up. Now the other thing is you should turn this over to Terra. I'm not going to because there is an issue with this plane currently, which is it will continue to stay on alert for TCAS telling you something's going on. To avoid that, you just don't do Terra. Thankfully, Beyondatc does not need it. It does need squawk though, so make sure you put your squawk code in. Okay, good engine rotation going good. Sounds are forest pack.
American 643, gate 28 taxi via Golf 7 Foxtrot 9er.
Alright, heard a
Hold
click.
short,
Very
runway
good.
7 left.
We're gonna go to engine number 1 next.
Gate 28 via Golf 7, Foxtrot 9er.
Electric pump
Hold
for
short,
B
runway 7 left.
and
American
Gen
643.
2. Good. Again, watching for rotation.
American 643, cross runway 7 left at Foxtrot Niner.
Okay, there's
Continue
20.
taxi via Foxtrot Niner.
Fuel in
Echo
for
Niner,
engine number
Tango,
1.
Bravo, Charlie Niner, Juliet.
Cross runway 7 left at Foxtrot Niner. Continue taxi via Foxtrot Niner, Echo Niner, Tango, Bravo, Charlie Niner, Juliet, American 643.
It's like paint peeling off on this plane.
Contact Phoenix Tower 120.9.
That's cool.
Contact Tower 120.9er, Frontier Flight 4112. Have a good one.
Phoenix ground, Southwest 516, ready to go, ready to taxi.
Southwest 516, runway 7 left taxi via tree, Delta, Delta 1, Echo Tree.
Runway 7 left via 3, Delta, Delta 1, Echo 3, Southwest 516. Taxi lights on, good, checked. So we're going to 3, which is ahead of us, and then Delta 1. Oh, so they're just having us go Delta all the way down. Okay, that works. And let's get the clock rolling as well. Good. Bring up that engine. Flight directors are on. Alright, I have my Toby head tracker working much better now. Certain things you just forget how much you really enjoy them until you can't use them anymore. That's the case definitely with this plane, also the iFly, and Toby eye tracker.
Phoenix ground, pushback approved. Face south.
Pushback approved.
One of the best investments. So I used to have the other one, the Track IR, but you had to have like a little clip on the side of your head. I didn't like that. I didn't like having the clip on my head. I had to wear a hat all the time. And what we got taken off here? Frontier? No, is that United? No, it's Frontier. It took me a bit. The other cool thing about with Toby, like it's broken in the sim, which kind of sucks, of course, because this would be much easier. But you can adjust the settings on the fly. So if you go into the XML folder file, the XML file in your, this is for the Steam version, of course, of this sim. Got a terminal missing over there. But if you go into that file and make the adjustments in there, they do change it instantly. It seems. All right, so we're going all the way down to Delta 1 and then Echo 3. We got a terminal missing. I'll have to do some research, because you know the sim beta is not being used by everyone, so it's hard to know if it's an issue with the scenery, an issue with the sim, it's an issue with me. All these kind of troubleshooting you do when it comes to flight sim.
Delta Delta 1, Echo Tree.
I did on Sunday? No, Monday. I think it was Monday night. I did. This is insane to think that I did this and it worked out compared to 2020. But I deleted, uninstalled 2024 from my system. Kept a community folder, but deleted everything else. And reinstalled it, and I was back within the sim, within probably 15 minutes. Because it's such a small download. It's what, 10 gigs to download it? And then everything's through the cloud? It's just, it's wild to think, compared to 2020, where you had to download, 100 gigs worth of crap. The initial sim itself was, whatever, 30 gigs. And then you had all the sceneries you had to download yet. Oh, man. I also think today might be the day I removed 2020 from my system. All I was really holding out for was a 737, and now I pretty much have one here.
Take care.
Tower 120.9er, Southwest 516. Have a good day. Alright, so we're gonna get our clearance for departure. Alright, holding short here, 7 left. Phoenix Tower, Southwest 516, ready to go, 7 left.
Southwest 516, Phoenix Tower, wind 080 at 7, fly heading 080, runway 7 left, cleared for takeoff.
7 left, cleared for takeoff, Southwest 516. Alright, so head tracker is off, go up here. I turn it off for departures because sometimes it gets off center line, and that kind of sucks. Alright, so flying 080, so pretty much runway heading on departure. We're going to follow our nav, bring up our throttles. Toga is set, and we'll turn face cam off for departure here. Yeah, this Spore sound pack is so cool. Rotating. You're up. Good climb out. Flaps coming up 1 notch. Flaps up 2nd notch. We're going to go auto for the responses with Beyondatc. And full flaps up.
Southwest 516, contact Phoenix departure.
Trimming down.
Contact Phoenix departure, Southwest 516, take care. Phoenix departure.
Okay, nav,
Southwest 516,
ILS and nav
2900.
set.
Southwest 516, Phoenix departure. Good day, radar contact, clear direct fire. Resume the Firebird 1. Climb and maintain 17,000 feet.
17,000
Clear
in the
direct
box.
firebird. Resume the Firebird 1. Climb and maintain 17,000 feet, Southwest 516.
There it is. Trim back up a little bit.
Frontier Flight 4112, contact Albuquerque Center 125.4.
Center on 125.4, Frontier Flight 4112.
Alright, looks good. Trim down a little bit more. Right, welcome on in. Welcome on in. Last we talked, you were heading back to 2020. Is that still the case? Alright, swinging on over to the right. Just following the flight director at this point. 8,000 feet, coming up to 9,000. It's just wild how much different the Boeing's planes are. So much more hand flying, so much more minor corrections. Like, I get it where real world pilots say it's just a lot more hands-on with the Boeing planes. 10,000 coming here. Lights going off. Back and forth. Some issues in 2024 from time to time. I think today, Fry, is going to be the day I delete 2020. I haven't jumped back into 2020 in 2 weeks, maybe. Yeah, I think so. I think it's just before the Sim Update 1 came out, the beta. I think today's gonna be the day. I don't need it. I don't fly it. Don't use it. I've been just trying to think of what reasons I may actually need it for. And I honestly can't think of any. Everything in my community folder I can just transfer over, which I pretty much have.
Southwest 516, contact Albuquerque Center 125.4.
Contact Albuquerque Center 125.4, Southwest 516.
Alright, looking really good. Good departure.
Albuquerque Center, Southwest 516, out of 14,800 for 17,000.
Southwest 516, Albuquerque Center.
3-4.
Climb, maintain flight level 340.
Climb, maintain flight level 340, Southwest 516.
Alright, that's in the box. Let's go ahead and get our trim set nice here for our climb. Swing it over to the left just a little bit, get lined up with the flight director, and AP is on. We have a error message here, what's going on, unable to, that's fine. Let's go ahead and zoom out our map, see if we have any discos. Beautiful, okie dokie. Alright, cruising well, let's go ahead and turn off the webcam for now. If your confidence sounds like a plan, the graphics on the ground are much better in 2024. Yeah, with the sim update for sure. Whoa, that's cool looking. I like that the paint's chipped off. This is a really cool livery. Look at that. That's crazy. I don't know. I say this so often, but I've been flying in the sim so much, so long. My breath gets taken away. How incredible this sim looks at times. And with the sim update 1, it improved some of the issues that were going on with it with 2024. Yeah, now I'm curious when the last time I was that I flew in 2020. Let me see.
Fly present heading. Descend maintain 5,000 feet. Altimeter 3001.
So I'm looking at my New Sky flights, and it would have been in the MAX. So the last time I flew in the MAX was here in Minneapolis, Fargo. January 22nd. That's the last time I flew in 2020.
Skywest 207, contact Albuquerque Center.
January 22nd. So that's what, 2 weeks, right?
Center on 125.25.
So yeah, 2 weeks. Yep, on the beta. Beta number 2. Well, beta sim update 1, beta 2. Yeah, that's right. The only issues I've seen with the beta, and it was just with this last update that came out, is 2 airports, Oakland and Phoenix, do not work for me. The third-party add-ons. Who makes Oakland? Well, let's see. There's a flight sim TO1. Who makes the other one? Oh, VM World makes both of them.
Albuquerque Center.
So something with them.
Out of flight level 291 for flight level 330.
That's interesting. So there's something with both of their stuff that doesn't work for me. Now I'm curious what other VM World ones I have. Let me see, let me take a gander here. So VM World, I have Colorado, Memphis, Palm Beach, Phoenix, and then of course Oakland. So Memphis I know works. I haven't been to Colorado. And I haven't been to Palm Beach. in 2024 yet. So I see you have the Airbus FCU. How'd you get to work with the Boeing planes? Also, if you don't mind me asking, how did you get the Pmdg in 2024? So, to answer those questions, I'm going to give you
Southwest
one
1016, Albuquerque Center. Good day. Climb and maintain flight
a
level
video,
350.
because in this video, I give you the tricks of how to make it work with 2024. So there's that. That's how to get it to work in 2024. You do have to have Sim Update 1. And you have to do a couple tricks to make it all work. But the FCU, how to get that working? Well, I use a little gadget called MobiFlight. And MobiFlight is 100% free. So you can get this from
UPS 2905 heavy.
what's the website?
Contact Albuquerque Center 132.35.
Center on 132.35. UPS 2905 heavy.
Well, they got it by GitHub. I'll put the link in the chat here. So there it is. So it's MobiFlight. You can grab that, and it's this guy here. So to make it all work, you'll have to get a profile, okay? And there are many, many profiles you can get on flightsim.to. So if I type in here MobiFlight and search, it will list all the profiles for MobiFlight. So you find the plane you're looking for the FCU. So for example, we're going to use the 737, right? So if we go up here, where's it at? Isn't there a search button just for... Huh, I thought that was a search button. You can search right just within these ones. Oh well. So let's find the 737.
Southwest 516, contact Albuquerque Center 125.25.
720, 710,
Albuquerque Center
NG. Alright, here we go. So if you grab this guy here, okay, and here's him or whoever showing you how to do it all. Here's the tricks.
Using flight level 292 for flight level 340.
So what you'll do is you'll download this file. Where's that? Where's the download at? So you'll download this file, okay? Once you have it downloaded, you'll go to File, Open it, right? Locate it. So it'll be this guy here, and then that little screen that was showing up earlier shows you how to get it going when another pop-up comes up. Pretty much it's telling the system that the module that this profile is looking for is the module you have in the sim. That's it. You hit the run button, and there you go. You can have it auto-link by once you hit run with that profile and it's all working, you go down here at the bottom, link it, and it will automatically link that profile to that livery. So you have to do it for every single livery, but and there are some things that do not work in certain planes. For example, I'll turn on the webcam again. So it's hard to see probably, but it's in Mach speed here. That won't show. What's the other thing that doesn't work properly? When you do speed here, for example, 130 will have 1.30. The VS will not show up here. But as you can tell though, I have altitude, I have heading, speed eventually will show. You can push buttons in, auto throttle works, localizer works, approach works, all the switches turn and all that jazz. I also, on the right of it here, have the EFIS. Now the EFIS doesn't really work great. So I don't really use it for the Boeing. Also, from what I read in the notes from flightsim.to for the profile I use, is that if you set the altimeter in the, I think that's if you set the altimeter in the plane, it doesn't work with the altimeter on the EFIS. So, but no biggie for me, because I don't really, I didn't want to really buy the EFIS, so I had my wife buy it for me for Christmas, because I didn't really see the point in it. And it's the same thing with the McDo, honestly. Like, I think the idea of having the McDo's are really, really cool, but I don't think I'm going to use it that much. I don't know. It's one of those things. Well, I don't know. Well, I'll use it, of course, but I don't need it, I should say. Let's refresh that a little bit. I don't need it. So that's kind of why I'm not 100% interested in getting the McDo. So Beyondatc had a few updates. One really cool thing is that, let me get the notes real quick going. So this is for the experimental, but they fixed a vector issue. But more importantly, up here, use the comms density system to inform LLM that the comms are busy or empty. The LLM will be more likely to talk to you or chat about off-topic things if your comms are empty. If the comms are busy, the controller will tell you they're busy. They also added more personality. Per controller prompts, each controller has their own personality and will be more likely to handle different situations in different ways. Some are more chatty, some want to make jokes, and some want to stay on topic. So that's really cool. The player specifies an airframe in SimBrief that has a type description ending in F, Q, T, or V. Oh wow, that's cool. And I thought I saw... Yeah, it's in the patch notes. I thought I saw them bringing over LLM. Yeah, as we reach stability with the LLM, we'll be moving features over from the experimental build. We've seen huge success, so LLM is slowly being moved over to the other version, to the base version of Beyondatc. So you won't have to have the you don't have to have the what's it called? Supporters pack anymore. So that's really cool. All exciting news. Jim, how's it going? The ops are going great. Flying here, departed Phoenix, heading over to San Diego. San Diego. Speaking of San Diego, let's start getting our approach going. I keep forgetting that this plane does have charts in it. So we go over here to which one is it? Flight lag, charts, departure, Phoenix. We don't need that anymore, but let's go to arrival. We're expecting the Freebird. Or sorry, hold on. Lucky One. We're expecting Lucky One, so we're gonna pin that. The approach we're expecting is the RNAV. Probably Yankee, my guess. Airport, pop that in there as well. No, we don't, not that one. Sorry, this one here. Okay, so we're gonna go to pinned now, and Lucky One arrival. So here we are with the Lucky One. 5,000 for our altitudes. We'll pop that in there as well, and we're gonna go to approach and go to RNAV because we got to get the minimum 680. So we're gonna pop in 5,000. So I'll go ahead and drop our altitude. So as you see there, it's changing. And I'm not quite sure how well it shows up on the video there. Just left Myrtle Beach. All right. Just left. Oh, you just left San Diego. Cool. Here at Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach is really cool in the sim. Really cool. And then 680 for the minimums, and that's going to be set right here. So right here, we're looking for 680. What are you flying, Jim? 680 for the minimums. We don't have an ILS for 27. And almost at 680. Oh, just passed it.
Contact Los Angeles Center 134.65.
Any small numbers.
Contact Los Angeles Center 134.65.
Okay, 680. Sitting there. We'll turn off webcam. We don't need that no more. 160 for the for the distance. We'll bring that in a little bit. It's a short little hop heading into San Diego. I did this flight the other day. When I was testing to see what was going on with Phoenix, because I was remember I did the 777 stream a while back ago, and it took forever for me to load in because I thought it was a sim issue and not an airport issue. Well, it turned out to be a airport issue. And what was I going with the story now? Oh yeah, so I was having the same issue with Phoenix. Of course, this was off stream. So I was doing a lot of testing in Phoenix, loading in, loading out, trying different planes, trying to figure out what's going on. Once I remove the VMworld scenery, loads in no problem. But I also want to test what happens if I land in Phoenix. So I departed from San Diego and flew to Phoenix, but there was no airport. There was no airport. And of course, I rolled the dice and was using New Sky. And I still ended up getting, I think, a 10. I think it was a 10. But I let the plane auto land it. Didn't want to take any chances. Alright, so landing in Phoenix, we're going to exit to the left. I already know that because runway 27's to the left. We look at our airport chart here. So 27 downtown is going to be right over here. We're going to come in over some houses. 27 left exit, probably Bravo 8 here. Maybe 9 as well. We'll kind of see how we go. It's a short runway. You can see the distances here are pretty dang short. 9,400 feet. The approach, though, is straight in. So, no issues there. I'm trying to think. There was a flight I did the other day. I'm trying to think of what went wrong with it. Was I flying into San Diego as well? I think I was. I don't remember exactly. But Beyondatc had me vector, which it was really, really weird because Beyondatc had me vector randomly after departure instead of following the course, following the flight plan. It had me vector me off, and then it told me to descend, and I was still climbing for the cruise. I was like, okay, well, let's see where it goes. And of course, it wasn't supposed to give me that prompt. Something got goofed up, and that prompt wasn't supposed to happen. But because I followed it, I was off course. It hadn't planned on me doing that. It's done that a couple times recently. So again, I'm using the experimental version. I'm using the LLM. So you know, there will of course be issues.
Good day. Flight level 259er.
Southwest 378 Albuquerque Center, copy.
Okay, so top of descent's coming up in about 60 nautical miles or so. It's just under a 300 nautical mile flight, so it's pretty short overall. So the new face cam that I have, it's so I bought it's really incredible. So I'm shocked at the quality of these cams. They're Nexigos. I bought them on Amazon. I thought it was gonna be total trash. It was $30, and I was like, I don't need a webcam that's anything amazing. You know, that's I'm talking about this. You know, quality here. I don't need anything amazing. I just need it for this here. Well, as I did some research with it after I had it, and I saw the quality, I was quite blown away at a $30 webcam quality. So I bought another one, and that's the one for the face cam. Well, I was having issues with, I can only have one of them with OBS, only one of them active at a time. Expect lucky 1, runway 27, Southwest 516, thank you. So, I couldn't figure out what was going on there. I did a lot of research on the interwebs, and people are saying, well, it's a limitation of OBS because it's trying to use the same driver, blah, blah, blah. And I decided, well, this morning I'd check it even further. So I have 2 USB hubs, because I have so many peripherals. And I had them both plugged into the same hub. I was like, well, what happens if I move one to a different hub? And sure thing,
Southwest
all worked out just fine.
Contact Los Angeles Center 134.65.
So, if you ever run into issue
Contact
where,
Los Angeles
I forgot
Center
to
134.65,
turn off the auto brakes.
Southwest 516.
If you ever run into an issue where
Los Angeles Center, Southwest
peripheral's not
516.
working,
Good day,
change to a
flight
different
level
hub.
340.
you know, simple as that. Troubleshoot.
Southwest 516. Los Angeles Center, roger.
I do think I'm gonna buy another hub though.
Alaska 1338. Contact
I have
Albuquerque
one that
Center
is like,
125.25.
I think it's 8 ports,
Contact
USB-C, sorry, USB 3 powered, and I have another one that I don't think is powered, but it's only 4 ports, and I'm using every port available except for 2 on my system, and those are at the front of the case. So I think I'm gonna buy another one, kind of readjust my setup here, clean it up a bit. I get it nice and cleaned up, and then I start adding stuff to it, and then, you know, you just kind of do testing, and you start experimenting and playing with things, and eventually you just start concoctioning how the wires are placed, and now it's just a disaster. Just a disaster. So I need to go in there and rename things, because I have little tags on all the USB cables, so I know what's what. But a couple don't now. I don't think any of the EFIS stuff, or any of the WinWing stuff, has a tag on it anymore, or never had one. What else have I added since then? I got 2 webcams added. Got the 2 WinWing items. Well, 3 technically.
SkyWest 207, Los Angeles Center, expect S-Bono 1.
I feel like I'm missing. Oh, another stream deck that I added. Yeah, so that's already what, 5 items there that I don't have tags on. It's kind of just plugged in wherever, just to make it work. Really nice. It's very nice. Good timing. So this livery, crazy thing, this livery I had got from the init builds manager, because I saw there was an update for the A300. So I went in there, and then I saw there was liveries for the 737. I was like, well, that's interesting. I didn't know that. So I got those liveries, installed them, and those were the ones that, well, at least the Southwest seems to be the ones that worked. I think I have a Delta and American I also grabbed. Haven't tested those ones out yet.
Delta 1418.
But that's pretty wild.
Contact Los Angeles
And I don't know
Center,
why
12.15.
those two would only work.
Center on 128.15, Delta 1418. See you.
Okay, so if one were to uninstall, Flight Sim 2020 today, one were to bring back, let's let it count,
Delta 515. Contact Los Angeles Center 128.15.
515. Well,
Center on 128.15, Delta 515.
one were to get back over 300 gigs so far. Oh, so almost 400 gigs I'd get back. Not that I'd need it. Almost 400 gigs I'd get back in space.
American 1234. Contact Los Angeles Center 128.15.
That's wild.
Los Angeles Center 128.15.
So here's my Flight Sim
American 1234.
drive right here.
Los Angeles Center, United
So I'm only
1218,
using like
descending
500
Verify.
gigabytes
Flight level
in
318.
2024 right now. That's crazy.
United 1218, Los Angeles Center, radar contact.
That's wild. I don't know. Again, it's not necessary.
Southwest 802.
I should probably
Contact
keep it in.
Albuquerque Center 128.45.
I should probably keep it in.
Center on 128.45, Southwest 802.
And nothing against 2020. I think it's a fantastic sim. I
Southwest
obviously used it for so long.
Descend via Lucky One arrival. San Diego landing runway. 27, altimeter tree 014.
Alright, we got our arrival information.
Descend via Lucky 1 arrival. San Diego landing runway 27, altimeter 3014, Southwest 516.
So the cool thing about the 737 is it will automatically start its descent as long as you put the altitude in there. So at top of descent here, it will start to make its descent in there. Whereas with the Airbuses, you do have to push the button to make it happen. And I'm very curious to the design differences on why. Like, I can see the pluses of both, and I can see the minuses in both. Pluses, you know, one is the pilot won't forget the altitude for descent. Two, the minuses, though, would be you have it set in there, the plane automatically starts to descend, but you don't want it to descend yet. You know, ATC told you not to, or you didn't get clearance, whatever it be, and you forget to change it, all of a sudden you're on descent path. That's where the Airbus shines, where that won't happen.
Southwest 516, descending via Lucky 1, flight level.
So I get it. I get both reasons. It's wild to think that both manufacturers thought differently with it. I think the Embraer. I think the Embraer will descend just like the Boeing. Could be wrong on that. I haven't flown that plane in a while, so I could be wrong, but I think if you put in the altitude, I think it will start its descent. Alright, so we're coming up on top of descent momentarily. And on our approach into San Diego. There used to be a show on PBS, I think it was PBS, for Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. It had one of the coolest jingles.
American 2010.
In the world is Carmen Sandiego. as a kid's show. It was like 3 or 4 kids, and it was all about using geography and whatnot to locate where she may be. And I think there was like a judge or something. It was a lady, and she was like the host, I think, and she gave them questions. Like, they'd have a tip that would come in, and Carmen is, you know, somewhere in Egypt, and she is near this item. They'd show a picture or something, and the kids had to figure out where she may be. And it's really cool. Really cool educational show.
Radar contact. Climb and maintain flight level 360.
Climb and maintain flight level 360. Skywest 4108.
Alright, here we go. Descent looking good. Again, this is an RNAV approach, so we have no ILS. Weather in San Diego. Arrival. Wish this would be fixed. That's bothering me so much. We have winds 140 at 3. Visibility is 10, broken at 33,000. Or 100, sorry. Temperature is 14. That's pretty cold. That's really cold for them. 3014 for the altimeter. And everything's good. I think did we just show up? Yeah. So now we're on the charts here. Coming on in for the arrival. There's a Lucky 1 arrival. Make our turn in, land in there. So if you follow this video, this channel for a little bit, you know a few things. One is recently I had jumped over to the Arctic air cooler, Arctic Liquid Freezer 3 to be precise. It's an AIO 360 radiator. And before that I had the NZXT Kraken 360. And I want to get away from that because, one, I hate the cam software. I just really dislike having, I think it's a terrible design that the cam software has to run via Windows to process the speeds of the fans for the AIO. I feel that should all be handled via the BIOS. I think it's a terrible design to have a soft piece of software versus the BIOS handle it. But that was my big complaint with it. Outside that, it performed. It did its job. But the funny thing is, a couple days or a week after I got the Arctic, NZXT released an update for the cam software, and apparently they broke some things where the CPU temperature started increasing for a lot of users. And some users are saying it's a software issue. NZXT was saying, and I haven't followed it for a little bit, so they might have changed their ways or whatnot, but they're saying it was just a software tweak that now shows an average versus before it was showing something else. So, you know, that is interesting because I wonder if I still would have had it, would I have been freaking out because the temperature is increased by X, percentage or whatever. I'm relatively happy with the Arctic. My complaint still is I don't like that you have to use their oh shoot, what's the name? I forgot what it was last time. Their frame, their CPU frame. I would much prefer to use my personal frame I had bought versus that frame, just because the pressure isn't as good with their frame. I'm hoping that they're going to come out with a design fix, and then I can order one, even if I have to pay $10 for it, I'll do that. Just to get better overall consistency with the CPU pressure. Yeah, temperatures are good. I'm rarely ever hitting 80. Rarely ever. But when I do, I hate hitting 80. And that's just a peak 80. It's not like it's sitting at 80 all the time. Just a peak 80. Alright, flight level 250, good descent. I think today is going to be just one flight. I was initially thinking about doing 2 or 3. Actually, maybe I'll do a short A320 flight, maybe after this. Someone asked a question, how to do a certain thing, so maybe I'll do a short hop. A short hop into 320 after this flight. We'll see how we feel once we land.
American 1234, contact Los Angeles Center 132.5.
Contact Los Angeles Center.
Oh, Fry, I didn't see your message. Sorry. Using the new Honeycomb Alpha. The new Honeycomb Alpha. Is there a new Honeycomb Alpha? I'm using my Honeycomb Alpha from 4 years ago? 3 years ago? Maybe 3. I had the Windwing. I bought the Windwing TCA stick. And I used it for, what, a month or so? But I found myself just really missing, one, just the switches and buttons on the Honeycomb. And two, I just like a yoke. I've gotten so used to a yoke now. It took a long time for me to switch from a stick to yoke. But once I made that switch, I'm super happy. The one with the red lights. Mine has the red lights. Are you talking about the XPC?
JetBlue 980, Los Angeles Center. Good day, radar contact, climb
The XPC is technically new. I don't know if you can see it in the webcam here. Yeah. So here's the red lights. This is, again, this is the original, the OG Alpha. The XPC that came out, that one, I think released with the, or for the Xbox. That's really the only difference. Well, the other difference is, let me see, I think the the way the front looks is a little different. Yeah.
Blue 1700 Los Angeles Center radar contact.
So this is mine. This is the XPC.
Contact Los Angeles Center 134.65.
So they changed the way that the honeycomb outlook on the whatever this is. I don't know if I like or dislike the new one. Yeah, here's this. There's a slight difference to it. It might be more brighter or it's more red. I don't know. They also added the Xbox buttons to it.
American 2010, contact Los
This one's mine. Oh wait, no.
See you.
It's not mine. Where's mine?
Center on 132.5. American 2010.
Well, of course, I'm going to show all XPC because that's what I put in.
Los Angeles Center, Alaska 1174. Descending via Barrett 5.
Oh, I see what's different. Yeah, so here I have it. It's black. So the honeycomb goes around the entire frame now for the front. Okay. So that's that. And then let me do alpha. You see there's this black frame around this now, or on the OG. Yeah, that's the big difference. Yeah, and I can see it better here. There's no black bezel around the XPC. But yeah, it came out for the Xbox. I think the handles are the same though, right? Where's the? Yeah, looks like the handles are exactly the same. That's mine. Yeah, I can't see any difference with the handles. I do want to get this though. Kneeboard. I want to get that.
Contact Mazatlan Center 128 decimal tree.
Alright, almost at standard pressure.
Center on 128 decimal tree, United 1218. Have a good day.
Standard on. Altimeter set 3006 as of right this second. And we said it was what? 3014 in San Diego. Got some clouds coming on up. I'm happy with the honeycomb. It has its faults, for sure. But I very much am happy with it. And hearing some people have issues with some things, and me not really experiencing any of that, I guess I'm lucky. I guess I'm lucky.
Delta 1418, contact
oh, does it really? The XPC? Ooh.
Contact Los Angeles
I wonder.
126.35, Delta 1418.
Now I'm curious. Honeycomb Alpha XPC versus Alpha. This will be good. Let's see. The main difference is the new XPC version is noticeably better, smoother yoke operations, less jittery, and better response in game.
Los Angeles Center, American 118 Romeo, through 10,000 feet for 13,000 direct Hemet.
The XPC has Hall centers rather than POTS and is therefore more accurate. Hall centers don't have contact points like POTS and should, therefore have much longer use of life, whereas with XPC I appeared around 250, 40 years ago. It's quite good. Probably the best described.
Southwest 2954, contact
Noticeably better. Well, heck. Right. Why are you telling me this stuff? Why are you telling me this stuff? Now I gotta go look at it.
SkyWest 207, descend, maintain.
I don't think you can buy it. It's out of stock.
Descend, maintain 9,000.
Who
SkyWest
has it?
207.
eBay for 400. No, thank you. Holy smokes! Look at this. You can buy their hub from Walmart for $619. That is wild. That's crazy. $319 from Flight Sim. Well, these guys give it a 3 out of 5 from Gamers Radar. That's crazy. Huh. Okay. I'll buy it. Knock on wood. If my alpha ever goes bad. But I'm pretty happy with it.
Contact SoCal approach, Southwest 516.
Alright, looking pretty good here. We have a disco up here.
Southwest 516, 13,100
But we'll
feet.
probably get
We have Zulu
vectors
on
over
board.
to it.
Southwest 516 Sioux call approach. Good day, altimeter 3014. Expect the RNAV Yankee runway 27 via Lindy.
Yankees what we're expecting, so that's cool.
Altimeter 3014, expect the ER.
3014, we're at 8 now.
Southwest 516.
I wonder if Micro Center sells the honeycomb. I have a Micro Center about 45 minutes away. They do not. They do not. Alright, passing 12,000.
SoCal approach.
Alright, let's get the cams on for the approach. So we'll go that. Hello.
Alaska 1174 SoCal approach. Altimeter 3014. Expect the RNAV Yankee runway 27.
Alright, all looking grand there. And okay, so let's look at our charts really quick here again. So 11 and 10, we're going to be at Lucky, we're going to be at 6,000 and the 5,000. We expect the vectors just after Lucky. Okay. Now if we go to our approach, Yankee. Oh, what happened? Yankee, 4,000, so we have 12 nautical miles once we hit here. Oh, 13 nautical miles once we hit here, so that's cool. Okay. So we're still about, what, 20-ish? No, sorry, about 30 nautical miles out. 10,000 landing lights are coming on. Oh, I forgot to turn off the APU. Not bad. Again, this is what happens when you're not used to mid kind of taxi departure stuff. Alright, past that 10,000, all is grand there. For those who did update the DLSS files to 4, if you're using the DLSS swapper software, and if you did the latest version, not the one that came with Cyberpunk, but there's a version that came after that apparently, if you're using that problem, and when you hop into Flight Sim, if it's all like stuttery and a really bad FPS, and the trick that you found was going into the settings and then switching to DLAA or just switching frame gen on and off, and then that fixes it. It seems to be with that driver itself, because I rolled back to the one that is with Cyberpunk and I don't have those issues anymore. So you need a co-pilot? Yeah, I do need a co-pilot. I can't wait till they bring shared cockpit. I'll have fun with that. I'll do that in the stream for sure. It'll be a fun thing. Alright, coming down 8,000. It does look like the clouds are rendered a little bit better with DLSS 4. I'm using quality, or actually no, I think I switched over to DLAA. I think I did, yeah. FS2, FS2 crew. Bob, you told me this a couple times. I need to get it. I keep forgetting. I feel like if I use okay, so with FS2 crew, do you have to go through the entire checklist, or can you just skip certain phases? do I have to do all the testing of you know, all the lights and whatnot? Or can I just do what I do, go through my flow? Alright, so we should get vectors here momentarily. Now they have all these cams going on. I have like all these lights so you can see what's going on. I don't like all these lights. I like the darkness.
Southwest 516 cleared direct Lindy. Cross Lindy at or above 5,000. Cleared RNAV Yankee runway 27.
Cool.
Cleared direct Lindy. Cross Lindy at or above 5,000. Cleared RNAV Yankee runway 27, Southwest 516.
Just picked up Beyondatc, but also curious about St. Since have you compared both? Any thoughts? I do have a video. I have a couple. I think I have 2 or 3 videos up for comparing them both. I personally used the Ascensions for a very long time, most of last year. But as time went on, I felt like their focus was too much on all the gimmick stuff and not enough on the actual ATC. So I gave Beyondatc a chance again, and I've been in love with it ever since, and that was back in October. And having traffic with Beyondatc is freaking amazing. Beyondatc now has LLM for the supporters pack, and some features coming over to the basic version soon. Okay, let's go and turn off auto response, and we'll do the comms now. And okay, at or above 5,000. We're at 5,000. Everything's grand there. Expecting vectors any second now. Let's go heading mode. You have through your flows, and Copilot does have hers. Oh, it's convertible. Okay, cool. Okay, why are we not getting a vector? What's going on? Is it broken? Oh, clear for the RNAV. That's my mistake. Son of a gun. I was clear for the RNAV. I wasn't paying attention. My bad. Okay. So we're clear for that. We also can descend. No, descend. Oh, I gotta do altitude. Now I'm panicking. We're too high. Alright. Go good there. Okay. We need to be at 2,000 at Rebo. See? I'm not paying attention. I need to pay attention. Alright, 15 on the drop. Good. Speed, let's bring that back down.
Tower 118.3, see you.
Tower 118.3, Southwest 516, see ya. Let's bring some speed brakes going. Let's go 2 on that. Let's actually go 3 on the max. What are we expecting on the init? And 130. Lindbergh Tower, hello from Southwest 516. We're on the RNAV 27 Yankee. We're a little high.
Southwest 516 Lindbergh Tower, continue.
Continue, Southwest 516. Okay, runway in sight there. Let's bring those flaps down. Alright, where's the runway? Runway's there, all good. Again, we're still a little high. We were off course. I'm gonna go AP off my aircraft. Let's get us back on course. Flaps coming down next notch. I completely failed to realize what ATC gave me for clearance. I'm gonna go back to comms on auto so I can focus on this approach since I screwed it up. Gear coming down.
2500.
This is not the airport to be awfully high at. Alright, flaps coming down to 10. Alright, I feel more confident in where we are now. Much better. Still a little high. Not too bad though. Alright, flaps coming down next. And 135 on the approach.
Wind 130 at 3. Runway 27 cleared to land.
Stow the
Runway
speed
27
brakes.
cleared to land,
Arm the
Southwest
spoilers.
516.
Delta 729.
Flaps 25.
SoCal departure. See you.
1000.
Still a little high.
SoCal departure. Delta
Alright, flaps
729.
30 set checked. Trimming down a little bit. 1000 call out was good. Okay, we're a little high on this approach still. We're getting whites on the pappies. There we go. Okay, so we're much better on the pappies.
500.
Slightly high, but I'll take this.
Approaching minimum.
It's much more stable. Alright, now we're right back on it.
Minimum.
Let's get back on course. Slightly off.
300.
Have a slight tailwind.
200. 100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
A little bit of a float. Alright, plane, I need you to stop. I need you to stop. Slow it down, buddy. Slow it down.
Southwest
Alright,
516.
welcome
Exit left at
to
Bravo 8.
San Diego.
Exit left at Bravo 8.
A little hectic on that approach.
516.
Alright, flaps going up. 75 on the landing. Ooh, that was not good. Not minus 75, but 75. That was awful. Alright, landing lights are coming off.
Southwest 516. Contact ground 123.9.
You did it.
Ground 123.9
Oh
Southwest
boy,
516.
I need to pay more attention. When I stream, sometimes I just kind of lose focus on what I'm doing. Limburg ground, Southwest 516, ready to taxi to our assigned gate.
Southwest 516, gate tree taxi via Bravo.
Gate 3 via Bravo, Southwest 516.
Gate 3 via Bravo. Yeah, that was definitely a questionable landing. I probably should have just done a go around that point. The very late config. But we made it.
American 1055, gate 27.
Brakes are hot.
Pushback.
Brakes are really hot. I don't think my reversers are working properly with my configuration for this aircraft right now at 2024.
Pushback approved. Face
I still need to
north.
look into
American
that.
1055.
I don't hear the sounds. I see the reverse come up
American 518.
on the ECAM, but I don't
Tower 118.3.
hear the sound. So I don't know if it's a Boris sound issue, if it's a SIM issue, or if they're actually not working. So I do need to check that out at some point. Alright, let's go face cam off. I'm telling you that in real life, the big jets have a co-pilot, so you need one.
Have a good one.
I understand. I
Tower
know.
118.3.
I need.
Alaska
Okay,
297.
Fry. How big of an impact is it on FPS? How big of an impact? you know, I already lose 10 FPS or so with Beyondatc. So am I going to lose additional? 4 and 3. We're going to 3 and 2 here. Let's make. Here we go. This is 3.
American 1055, ready to taxi to the active.
American 1055,
right.
runway 27, taxi.
Turn off, and parking brake is set. And then on this plane, as of right now, we currently go to menu. This is all coming to the tablet soon, which is going to be really, really cool. Wrong one. Go to actions, ground, chocks. That going. Go to jetway. Go back. And request a jetway. There comes jetway. Go up top here. APU is, or sorry, GPU is available. On for ground power. Off for cutoffs. This score is not going to be great with New Sky. I have a, oh, hey, 9.7. I'll take that. It didn't like my long landing. And it greased me on the actual landing. I'll take it. With everything that went wrong on that approach, I'll take it. No impact at all. No impact at all. Really? That's interesting. Oh, still got that crash with Beyondatc when you close it. I thought they fixed that. Alright, let's do one more little hop. We'll do it in the A320. Actually, before we do that, let me see what other liveries are working. I want to just confirm something here. So, like I said, I got the Southwest working now. So I got all the Southwest working. I got that Delta one working. And, oh no, where's my United? Did it, like, just lose my United now? So I can only have either Southwest or Southwest and Delta, or I can have just United. Okay, oh, that's weird. I don't understand any of that. That's funky. Southwest, I have the one Delta. Okay, well, whatever. I have to choose between Delta and Delta Southwest, or have just one United Air livery. I wonder why it overwrites it. That's crazy. Okay, A320. And of course, we're doing the Phoenix. We're not doing this init builds. It's crazy talk. We will do, what do we want to fly? Let's fly JetBlue again. I like it, the JetBlue. The livery and the variant and livery concept is a mess. Yeah, it is total mess. Especially with unofficial planes. Live, why is, so this was supposed to be fixed, the live feature. Supposed to be fixed, but for some reason I have to go back. Because I don't know if it's fully live. Alright, I just want to do a short little hop. Let's see, Milwaukee. Well, who's in Myrtle Beach? Someone said they're in Myrtle Beach. Jim said he was in Myrtle Beach. Do I have Myrtle Beach installed? Where's Myrtle Beach? That's over here somewhere, isn't it? Where's Myrtle Beach? There it is. I don't have my add-on for Myrtle Beach going. This airport was goofy with the update. How far is... This is pretty short, right? That's really, really short, though. Let's try... because that was the last flight we tried. Well, I was supposed to do what? I was supposed to do Harrisburg to Boston or vice versa. And I'm doing Memphis to... Alright, let's see how long that is. So we'll do JetBlue 516. We'll do Harrisburg, which is... What is it? MDT to Philly. I don't want it too short though. It says 50 minutes. That's pretty short. That's pretty dang short. That's 138 nautical miles. That's really short. I don't know if I want to do that. Reagan would be about the same distance. Right? Maybe a little bit longer. Not by much though. $181. All right, we'll do that. We'll do Harrisburg to DCA. Because DCA is always fun to fly into. All right, let's see if this airport is working though. Yep. So one tip. So like I was talking about earlier with Oakland and Phoenix, if you're having issues with those airports loading in first, obviously look here and see if the scenery around it is loading clearer. You know, like it's not super blurry here. And then zoom all the way in. If it loads up the terminals, it means the airport's going to work. It doesn't mean there's not going to be flaws with it. It just means the airport's going to work. So we're going to do, we'll just do this here. Okay, 320, let's start flight. I love this intro so much more than the long loading screen in 2020. All right, give it a couple seconds to figure out its life. And then give the Phoenix a couple seconds to figure out its life. Okay, looks like it's all loaded in. Beautiful. And I'll get rid of my sim brief. Sorry, just clean up a couple things. Let's load up Beyondatc. Bing, bing. May I have your attention, please? All right, Harrisburg to DCA in the 320. Shall it be a good time? Shall it? So again, New Sky is what I'll be using. So we'll go to Book of Flights. I use Kip on the Grounds, Couch Captains, MDT to DCA in the 320. And I just book it, whatever default stuff on there is. And we'll start the flight. And I'll just tune into, we don't have a clearance here, so we're just going to go to ground. Okay, so in this plane, we'll go to Phoenix, import it, and load aircraft. We're going to instant load it. And then I like to go up here and then hit these little buttons to sync all that jazz. All right, so once we have that synced, let's bring on the webcams for now. Once we have that going on, we go up top here and we go to external power, battery 1 and 2. Get those pumps rolling next. Get the IRSs aligned. Crew, oxygen. I have my little honeycomb switches. APU on, ice, emergency exits, no smoking, seatbelt sign, and start the APU. And then next I have to go ahead and set the altimeter. Then I'll go down here and I like to I like to insta align the IRSs as well. So we'll go to the nav, swing on down here, IRS 1, 2, and 3. And now we're just waiting for the McDo here to fully load up so we can go to the FMC. On my system, when I launch and zoom, I do not see the airport like you see in 2020. Is that an issue with the non-beta? On my system, when I launch and zoom in, I do not see the airport like you see in 2020. Is that an issue with the non-beta? I don't think so. You're talking about what, 2024, right? In it, and let's request it. Oh, that's not what I want to hit. I want to request this. So you don't see the airports? Like you don't see it load in? like it was showing for me. JetBlue 516. I think my cat's telling me she wants her next bit of food, so I'm going to depart here momentarily. I do not see gates. Oh, interesting. Is it at any random airport? All of them? Certain ones? Cost index is 18. 340 for the cruise. Cool. And I don't think we need that anymore. Go next. Oh, actually, we want to go over here, and we want to send this to the McDo and send this to the McDo. And the reason why I'm really not looking forward to buying the McDo is because I send everything automatically over there. I don't really use it that much. You know what I mean? Like, I use it, obviously, I have to, but I feel like it's a waste for me. We're expecting runway 31 on departure via no SID. Insert that. DCA arrival is going to be runway 1 ILS, and we're expecting the skills 5, which I have no skills, via LRP, LARP, and we have that going there. Beautiful, good. And then we're going to go up top here and APU bleed on because we have available APU. Turn off the external power. GPU and chocks are all disconnected. All grand there. Beautiful. And what I'm going to do here next, the ones I recently flied in 2024, I do not see the airport gates when I zoom. I do know that sometimes, yeah, sometimes I don't see the gates either. That is yeah, for me too. I don't see the gates always, but at least if you see a terminal, it should be good at that point. Okay, let's get our clearance. Harrisburg ground, JetBlue 516 ready for IFR clearance. Forgot who I was and where I was. Shocker.
JetBlue 516 Harrisburg ground cleared to Ronald Reagan Washington National. Radar vectors Lancaster, then is filed.
Lancaster.
Maintain 4,000 feet. Expect flight level 200, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 126.45. Squawk 0605.
Cleared to Ronald Reagan
I forgot to have
Washington
it automatically
National. Radar
set.
vectors Lancaster, then is filed.
Okay, let's
Maintain
go to
4,000
pushback
feet.
tool.
Expect flight level 200, 10 minutes after departure.
Pre-planet.
Departure frequency 126.45. Squawk 0605.
And we're expecting
JetBlue
to
516.
push back. What the hell?
JetBlue 516, readback correct. Call me back when ready for pushback or engine start.
That can't be right.
Roger that, JetBlue 516.
There's no room to push back. Alright, well, we're just going to have to guesstimate on here. Looks like it might be here. I think it's just an issue with the scenery here. I think it's a freeware I have. And Harrisburg ground, JetBlue 516 ready to push back and engine start.
JetBlue 516 Harrisburg ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast.
Pushback and engine start approved.
Alright,
Face
parking brake
southeast,
released.
JetBlue 516.
Pushback is starting it. And let's go and get our engines rolling here. So we're going to go down here, flip that up, go over here, go here, 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 and engine number 1. Haha, I almost did 2. I almost did it. You saw it. Get the clocks going as well. Okay, while I'm doing that, I'm going to go and turn the cams off, and I'm going to go ahead and give the cat some food. So momentarily be back. Okay. Sorry about that. Do you have in the swapper? That's the one that was broken for me, I think. Alright, engine 1's coming on board. Let me check, though, for you, Fry. Because now I'm curious. Community. So the one I'm using right now is details. This is the one that's working best for me, 3.1.1. If I use 3.0.21, which is I think the latest one in the DLSS swapper, randomly when I start up the sim, it gets like super stuttery. It's really bad. It's like 3 FPS. It's super bad. And then I have to go to the settings and then turn off and on frame gen, or sometimes even have to go into DLSS and change all that jazz. When I use the version that came out with Cyberpunk, which is the version I have, all those issues go away. It's really weird. Harrisburg ground, that JetBlue 516 is ready to taxi.
JetBlue 516, runway tree 1, taxi via Golf Echo Alpha.
Taxi runway 31 via Golf Echo Alpha, JetBlue 516. Alright, so Golf Echo Alpha. Golf Echo Alpha. Alright, so just straight ahead. Taxi lights are on. Going up here, we got APU bleed off. Master switch is off. That's on. Good. All call there, and takeoff config also set. Checked. Let's bring up the throttle. One cool thing about flying different planes is that you get used to them, right? I think it's fun. I'm going to give the A300 a flight later on today, off stream, and see if that performs better. The compatible version, not the premium version, because the premium version has the FPS hit, and apparently the compatible version just flies better. We're not supposed to be using alpha, apparently. Let's see, yeah, this airport still has some issues. I think this is a freeware. So, I'm not complaining. It works. It's fine. It has like the weird loading in the scenery stuff. It's not as bad as last time, you know, now that they fixed the scenery overlay issue. I have not gone through the DLSS4 procedure as of yet, but we'll keep that in mind. I should probably do a video on what I did. Just a short little video. There's so many other ones out there. I feel like it's a waste of time. People do a better job explaining certain things than I do.
JetBlue 516, contact Harrisburg Tower 124.8.
Tower 124.8, JetBlue 516, see ya. So who was asking earlier? Someone was asking about St. Tensions beyond ATC. One thing I think, and this might just be personal, is I feel like Beyond ATC has better voice recognition. It's more consistent. Now with the DLS, not the DLSS, with the, oh crap, what's it called? LLM. I feel it's even better. Harrisburg Tower, JetBlue 516, holding short 3-1, ready to go. It's still gonna have its issues. It's still AI, of course.
JetBlue 516.
I just feel it's better.
Tower. Wind 000 at 4. Fly heading tree 10. Runway tree 1. Cleared for takeoff.
Runway 31 cleared for takeoff. JetBlue 516. Like, he can speak so fast, and it hears you, understands you. It's sometimes the if you're not enunciating things properly, that's when things kind of go awry. I gotta say, I'm not sure I'm noticing any noticeable improvements with, really. For me, the performance, not really, but the visuals. I think the visuals is just more clear. Like, for example, right here, with DLSS 3, there'd be like a weird shimmering thing going on here with the tree line. And that's obviously not there no more. I don't see it anywhere. Yeah, none of it. That's one big thing. I also feel the clouds are slightly improved. I don't know if that's placebo. And Beyond ATC has sold me so far for sure. It's freaking awesome. Can't fly without it. Alright, there's our call. We're cleared. Bring up the throttles. Flexing. Toka set, good. Let's go to our heading mode, 310. Should go to the left. Now there's no callouts with this plane. I wish there was. It's about the only thing I'm missing. Alright, good. Got a little bit of a crosswind. Just a little bit. The rudders on this plane is so much different compared to the 737. I feel like I'm on ice all the time with this plane. Rotating. And positive rate, gear going up, maintaining 310. Cleared up to 4,000. Bringing that nose up just a little bit more. Again, the Airbus is so much different because it's fly-by-wire, so you just kind of put the yoke where you want it. Well, I'm using a yoke for this flight. I know it's against the rules. 126.4, JetBlue 516, see ya. Climb lever into, or lever into climb. Flaps coming up. Departure, JetBlue 516, 2,700, climbing 4,000. Flaps full up, spoilers disarmed.
Departure, radar contact. Climb and maintain 10,000 feet.
10,000. 10,000, JetBlue 516. They say the flight instruments have less ghosting. Yeah, for sure. That's what I see. Expect skills 5, runway 1, JetBlue 516.
JetBlue 516, turn right, heading 120.
Right 120, JetBlue 516. 120. It is so nice to have physical controls sometimes, especially when you're talking to ATC. Alright, looking really good here. And then I can use my EFIS on this plane, because it pretty much all works. I'm still using MobiFlight. I don't ever use the SimApp Pro, other than for like firmware updates. But I try not to even do that because it might break MobiFlight stuff.
Information Sierra now current. Altimeter 3041. JetBlue 516, contact New York Center 132.5. Have a good day.
New York Center 132.5, JetBlue 516, see ya. New York Center, JetBlue 516, 8,500, climbing 10,000.
JetBlue 516, New York Center. Good day. Climb and maintain flight level 200.
Flight level 200, JetBlue 516. Alright, coming up to 10,000, so get ready to turn off the landing lights. Alright, landing lights are off. I'm going to bring down the nose a little bit. I don't know why I want to put my hands on the throttle. Don't need to with this plane. Rolling out, 120.
JetBlue 516, turn right, heading 160.
Never mind. Right, 160, United 516. Alright, 160, so we're getting back on course. And then we should get a direct 2 shortly after. The wind up here is crazy, 58.
Direct roast. Resume navigation.
Direct to roast, JetBlue 516. Alright, so roast is next direct, so we're gonna go direct, insert, we're gonna go to AP on, auto for the altitude. Alright, plane's flying on its own. I wonder why Phoenix still considers this experimental at this stage of the release. I know. I'm with you. I'm with you 1,000,000,000%. I rarely have issues with the Phoenix in 2024.
Fly present heading. Descend maintain 4,000 feet. Altimeter 3043. Reading Carla. Spat. Fly landing runway 36.
I don't know. I'm very curious. So I had someone asked me a question recently about the Phoenix. Well, it wasn't about the Phoenix. It was about the A300 or A320. And how do you, if let's say Beyondatc changes your arrival, how do you program that? Okay. Well, so you go on down here, and if you're changing anything for the arrival, and it's messing up the current path you're on, it's going to yell at you to go to heading track, which means you have to set the heading to turn on heading mode versus nav mode. So right now it's on nav mode. You can see the little dot here, that means nav. But if you go forward with this, is it forward or back? Again, one of these two. It'll switch from nav mode and it will display a heading. When it shows heading, that means it's in heading mode. So it's going to follow whatever heading you have currently set in the system. Okay? So by default, when you turn it on, it's going to turn to the heading you're currently going towards. Okay? So then, once you have that done, you can execute it here, or confirm, I think is what it says. You can hit the confirm button once you make your changes. So if I change this arrival to something else, let's go 15, and insert it, it will tell me I have to change it to heading mode first. And then I would insert the flight plan, and all should be well at that point. I'm not going to, because I don't want to. I want to keep it where we are. Okay, so hopefully that helped someone who asked me that question. When you push, think of it like you're giving control to the plane, and when you pull, you're taking... I love that, Fry. That is great. So when you push it, you're giving control to the plane. When you pull it, so heading would be pulling, right? So when you pull this down, when you pull it out, you're going to go to heading mode. When you push it forward, you're giving the plane... I love that. That's a great analogy. That is awesome.
JetBlue 516, descend via Skills 5 arrival, Ronald Reagan, Washington National Airport landing runway 1, altimeter 3042.
Descend via Skills 5 landing runway 1, JetBlue 516. Alright, well, we already got our clearance for descent. And are we on descent yet, or no? So at Vinny, we're going to be at 16, so yeah, I guess so. So we can go look at our charts. And I got them pulled up here on my little tablet, sorry. 10,000 is what we have, and then outside that, they'll give us clearance. So let's push that up. Top of the descent's up here. Okay, so never mind, we're going to stay where we are right now. Okay. And actually, no, that's alright, isn't it? Yeah, okay, so 16, we're at that, so let's go down to 10. Why is this not working? There we go. Okay. Although I don't know why VS is showing. Why are we dropping so aggressively? What's going on? Alright, something's broken. So let me get it fixed up here. We'll drop 1,000. We want to be at 10,000 at Baltimore, which is right there. So 12. Okay, that should work. And then once we get... Yeah, see, we're a little off our path, so... Let me see if I bring it down a little bit faster to catch it. See if then we can go back to nav mode. It's such a short flight that we don't have any kind of cruise whatsoever. So again, like Fry was talking about as well, the clarity's supposed to be better on the instruments. I think the instruments were all right with me personally, but Maybe, I think I see it with the 737 a little bit better. But for me, mostly it's the clouds and then that weird, like, shimmering effect that seems to be resolved with the new DLSS. So I talked about the Max earlier. I was talking about the iFly Max, but on the channel I posted Center 132.2, JetBlue 516. Have a good day. They don't say good, nice, friendly things right now. New York Center, good afternoon from JetBlue 516. We're 17,000, descending via Skills 5.
JetBlue 516, New York Center, good day.
Anyway, so on the channel, posted a how to start up the 737 Max, the default Asobo plane, which I'm happy to report with the Sim Update 1, with the last beta update that came out last week, it's much more flyable. I was able to do a successful flight. There's still some weird issues with the auto throttle on approach, but the trim is much more not as reactive or sensitive, and that was the biggest obstacle for me overall. But it was very much more, I was able to handle it so much more better, so much more efficiently. Go to the progress page and you can see how far you are. Progress page. Oh, I gotta do my approach information. Okay, so let me put this in real quick first. I forget the differences sometimes with these planes with that. So runway 1 ILS. I'm just using my charts now on my tablet. Altimeter 3042. Altitude is 04. Winds are 04 at 3. And minimum's 214. Oops, that's radios. Wrong one. Okay. Progress page, and is this showing me how far I am? I'm off by 1,700 feet. At 10,000 I should be there, so I should be alright, right? I should be capturing it slightly off. We're in the soup. Weather here is, let's see, 10-mile visibility, field clouds at 5,000, overcast at 7,500, and it's cold. 3 knot winds. Oh, Potomac. Potomac. Over to 124.55, JetBlue 516, have a good day. Potomac approach, JetBlue 516, just passing 3,000, descending via Skills 5, and we forgot our information.
Potomac approach, Blue Streak 5317.
If it shows you're too high on the progress page, oh yeah, I can use the speed brakes, yeah. Good thinking, Fry. You're like my co-pilot today. You're my co-pilot most of the time I fly the Airbus. We are expecting the visual runway 1, JetBlue 516.
Good day, Potomac approach.
I think, okay, so I think that's gotta be right. I think it was wrong before. I always made fun of it. I think it's actually right. I think it's supposed to be Potomac. Yeah. Oh, it's so aggressive. Potomac. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I find that so hilarious. Potomac. Alright, speed brakes are going to be stowed. We're getting closer to being on it. So maybe I can go nav now, right? Yep, there we go. Cool. Hey, Fry, you taught me something. Thank you.
Blue Streak 5602, Potomac approach.
Potomac.
Altimeter tree 042, expect the visual
Potomac.
approach runway 1.
don't know why I find that so hilarious.
Expect the visual approach runway 1, blue streak 5602.
Alright, so we are only cleared to 10,000 until they give us elsewise.
Approach, blue streak
So,
5176.
if we go to our flight here,
9,300
Navigraph, and the cool thing about the Phoenix is it pulls it for you.
Blue Streak 5176, Potomac approach,
Arrival
altimeter
via
3042,
starred
expect the
ones,
visual approach, runway 1.
skills. So we're right here. 10,000 is a restriction, so we have nothing else going forward unless they give it to us. We're expecting the runway 1, so at eyes, track 230, blah 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 blah. These are just tracks.
Good day.
This is routing, so skills at 12,000 and track 195 to the Baltimore VOR 10,000 at 250 knots. So again, we have no other adjustments with altitude until they give us something. I'm going to come in this direction here. We're going to have the ILS 1, so right here for the arrival. And then on landing, oh, that's not landing. Well, that is landing, but not the one I'm looking for. Once we land, we're going to exit to the left and find out wherever JetBlue parks. Alright. Information all good there. I really am missing, really missing the Parallel 42's Sim FX, the immersion packs. That's like when you're going through the clouds, it's one of the coolest experiences you can have in the sim. It's really awesome. Alright, well, stuck here until they give us elsewise. Here we want to be at what? We want to be... $25. So we got a little bit to drop, but nothing to worry about. We're off course, of course, what the navigation's telling us because we haven't got any other altitude changes. Yep, ILS. Runway 1. Well, I have the ILS dialed in. I'll fly the ILS. I typically always will do the ILS. They gave me the clearance for the visual.
Heading 170. Expect radar vectors for visual approach runway 1, blue streak 5602.
Blue Streak 5342, leave catcher and heading 150.
One thing with the DLSS4 is I do see artifacts a little bit more. I don't know if it's probably hard to see on the stream, but I'll see it through the clouds. There'll be like weird lines and dots randomly. Like I'm seeing it here now. It's typically only in the clouds. Breaking out. Breaking out of the clouds is so cool.
Blue Streak 5342, cleared visual approach, runway 1.
Cleared visual approach 1. Blue Streak 5342.
Blue Streak 5602, turn left, heading 170.
Yeah, see, I don't know if you can see that on the screen, but it's really rough right here. Again, it's only the clouds. It does this weird checkerboard kind of pattern thing. So goofy.
Potomac approach. Brickyard 5760.
You need to have
10,900 feet.
Alright, Fry just pushed it for me. Thank you, Fry. It's another one of those things I forget with the Airbus.
5760, Potomac approach, altimeter 3042. Expect the visual approach, runway 1.
I was doing really good. Cheesy FPS is tanking right now. I was doing pretty good there when I was flying the Airbus consistently. And now that I've jumped between 737 and the 300, I start losing track of certain things.
Blue Streak 5602, turn left, heading 070, intercept the 1 localizer, descend, maintain 4,400, altimeter tree 042.
Turn left, heading 070, intercept the 1 localizer, descend maintain 4,400, altimeter 3042.
I'm gonna say 4,000 for our alt.
Blue Streak 5176.
Which you should get a descent pretty quick here. We're pretty high. For our visual, we're pretty high. I didn't miss anything, right? I know at the last flight I missed. Roast, resume on navigation, and then descend via skills 5. Yeah. I didn't miss anything. That's the only issue with flying multiple planes. It's easier to get some details. Yeah, for sure. I definitely have that issue for the 300 because I don't fly it. That's the one of my least flied planes in the sim for the airliners.
Turn right, heading tree 5.
Oh, I think probably the E-Jet is the most now. Least flied.
Altimeter tree 042.
CRJ is taking me some time to get used to again, but I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Blue Streak 5342, contact Washington Tower 119.1.
You're really high. We need a descent pretty quick here. I get nervous when we're this high.
Mac approach. Brickyard 57.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Fry. Like, we're really high. I can request an altitude.
Brickyard 5723.
I'll request 5,000.
Mac approach. Good day.
That's gonna probably deny it though.
042. Expect the visual approach.
Use the speed brakes. Once I get a chance here, I'll try to request it.
Visual approach runway 1. Brickyard 5723.
Potomac approach, JetBlue 516, request 5,000.
Blue Streak 5176. Airport is at your 12 o'clock 15.
I am going to reduce the speed,
Report the field in sight.
just so I have something to work with.
Blue Streak 5176.
Blue Streak 5176.
Alright, give me my descent here.
Visual approach runway 1.
Screw the other
Clear
planes.
visual approach 1. Blue Streak 5176.
Blue Streak 5602.
Oh my gosh.
Airport is at your 12
This is the
o'clock,
flaw
14
with having
miles.
traffic.
Report the field in sight.
Field in sight. Blue Streak 5602.
Blue Streak 5602. Cleared visual approach.
We're never gonna get a call.
Cleared visual approach 1. Blue Streak 5602.
Blue Streak 5176. Contact Washington Tower 119.1. Have a good one.
Contact tower 119.1.
Okay, progress rate shows high, like plus 200, needs speed brakes. Oh, okay.
JetBlue 516. I didn't get that altitude.
All that, didn't get it?
Altitude.
We'd like to request 6,000, JetBlue 516. Do I have to say feet?
JetBlue 516.
Unable.
6,000 feet at this time.
Okay. We'll just continue.
Blue Streak 5602.
I'm gonna trust it. I'm gonna trust it has a plan.
119.1.
I don't think it's right.
Contact tower
Progress rate shows plus 200. So if it shows plus, we're it's saying plus 3,000 now, so. Alright, what are we looking for our approach? Oops, performance. I'm going to activate approach phase, so at least we have that set up. 137. Alright, well, I'm trusting it. I'm trusting it. I'd get the nervous, but I'm trusting it. Wasn't there a flight? I think it was my fault. Where we came in really high on a second flight I did. Alright, so we are heading direct to Casby. Are they making us fly out there? Oh boy, hopefully they didn't lose us. It would make sense if they're flying us out here, and that's why we're still at 10,000. So let's look at the traffic map. Let's see if there's a lot of traffic in the area. That'd be my only thing I could see reasonably why we are at 10,000. Let's see. So there's a couple planes out there on the arrival. So maybe that for separation. Although I feel like we would have had plenty to get in there. There's a plane over here, which is at 6,000. I guess that would make sense if that's going to come in for the arrival. Where's that going? Wichita? No. Yeah, it's going to DCA. So maybe because of that plane. So they might vector that plane in here and then have us come around this way. Maybe. Okay. Maybe it knows something. Maybe it's right. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm panicking for no apparent reason. Alright, had that set. I should have probably kept 250 then up for the speed, but oh well. Alright, so we heard the call from the cabin crew. They say they're ready to go back there. So now we're just gonna keep on flying over here to Cav-D. Cav-D? Cavi? Is it Cavi? If Beyondatc is that smart, it would be amazing. I agree. This is a big test here. This is a huge test.
Potomac approach, Envoy 3602, flight level 190 with the numbers.
Is that the Envoy? Is that the one we were just looking at?
Envoy 3602, Potomac approach, good day, altimeter tree 042, expect the visual approach, runway 1.
Okay, that's that guy there, I think.
Altimeter tree 042,
Let's see.
expect the visual approach, runway 1, Envoy 3602.
Oh no, that's a different plane. Alright, never mind. Is that this guy here? 36.
516.
Oh.
Leave Cavity heading tree 40. Expect radar vectors for visual approach runway 1.
Leave Cav-D heading 340. Expect visuals for the visual runway 1, JetBlue 516. Okay, I think it might be right. I think it might be right. I think it's for separation.
JetBlue 516, turn right, heading tree 0, intercept the 1 localizer, descend, maintain 5,500, altimeter tree 042, vectors for the approach.
Right heading 330, descend and maintain 5,500. Vectors for the approach, JetBlue 516. 330. And one at 5.5. We get the webcam on, sorry. Alright. I think it might be right. We're going to take a look at it again. I got localizer set, checked, good. Let's get the traffic map look again. Okay, so we're at here now. There's this plane coming in. They're at 6,000. I still think, hey, Captain Matt, I still think we would have had room to get in there, though. They're parked at DCA. They're coming in at 10,000. So I'm curious where these planes are going to go. From LaGuardia to DCA. So I'm going to keep a look at that Delta flight. And then we have another one right behind it from Boston. They're coming, no, they're going to Philly. They're on the ground. So where are these guys going? They're 6,000 feet. So we're going to keep an eye on that plane. And now we're just turning over to get onto localizer. If you can land with all of this, the competition is in serious trouble.
Brickyard 4346, turn left, heading 070.
330, 5,000 for the altitude. I'm going to drop the VS just a little bit, 15. We're on the localizer now. Okay, so there's that plane coming in at 2,000 feet below us. That's them, I think. That's them, yep. There's 4346. I think that was what's going on. I think it was just there were 3 planes coming in on final there, and if they turned us then, we were too high at that point either way. I'm more curious where these 2 guys are going. I'm gonna watch them too, because they may be following behind us. They're ahead of us. We're gonna keep an eye on them. They're right here ahead of us. I'm gonna bring the speed brakes out a little bit. Let's bring back our speed as well. 180 I'm gonna do. We're going to try to keep separation from them as best as we can. I don't have them in sight visually. I just have them on the CAS. Right there. 1,400 feet. I'm a little concerned that they're really close to us. I don't see them though.
4431, Potomac approach, altimeter tree 042. Expect the visual approach runway 1.
Yeah, I don't see them anywhere.
Altimeter tree 042.
So we got our speed back. We're 18 nautical miles out.
Lindbergh 4431.
I'm gonna go ahead and stow those speed brakes. This is really cool. It's so cool to see all this going on right here live. I'm trusting that traffic knows what's going on. I'm trusting it all.
Brickyard 4346. Airport is at your 12 o'clock, 15 miles. Report
That's the plane ahead of us. I don't see them anywhere though.
Brickyard 4346.
They're really close to us, but I don't see them.
4346, cleared visual approach runway 1.
Alright, we got intercept the localizer, send and maintain. Okay, so we can't descend any lower. All we got so far is 5,500. Okay, so we're a little off course from what we're seeing for the altitude. That's fine. Our faith is in your hands, Captain. That plane is farther away from us now. I think that speed helped quite a bit. We're gonna go ahead and bring out our flaps just a bit.
Brickyard 4346, contact Washington Tower 119.1.
I still don't see that plane anywhere.
Over to Tower 119.1.
It should be right ahead of us.
Brickyard 4346. Have a good one.
I feel like we're a little high now, though.
JetBlue 516. Airport is at your 12 o'clock, 14 miles. Report the field in sight.
We have the field in sight, JetBlue 516. Right there, it's for the field.
JetBlue 516.
Alright, clear for the visual.
Approach runway 1.
Cleared for the visual, runway 1, JetBlue 516. Alright, let's bring down this puppy. Alright, speed is going to be auto-managed at this point. And go round is what? Go round is 2,200. Alright, let's bring that nose down a bit. We're awfully high in my opinion.
JetBlue 516, contact Washington Tower 119.1.
119.1, JetBlue 516, see ya. Tower, JetBlue 516 on the visual, runway 1. Okay, the other plane is out of sight now, so they must have landed. Oh no, they just got their clearance. I don't see them anywhere.
Runway 1 cleared to land. Brickyard 4346.
Alright, spoilers coming, speed brakes coming out again because we're awfully fast. Continuing JetBlue 516. Alright, now we're looking really good. Liking this approach now. Getting that speed under control now is the next thing. Altitude's looking much more manageable.
Contact Potomac departure. Blue Streak 9957.
Alright, speed brakes are being stowed. Gear coming down. Okay, I don't think it's goofed up. I think we're a little high on the initial approach on final here, but other than that, it did a pretty good job. Alright, flaps coming down. want to look at traffic real quick, but I don't want to screw up this approach. Yeah, they're going all the way out too. Yeah, look at the separation. I think it did a really good job. I think it did a phenomenal job. I am blown away right now.
516, wind 050 at 3, runway 1 cleared to land.
Runway 1 cleared to land, JetBlue 516. I am shocked right now. I am like blown away. I've done how many flights with Beyondatc? This is one of the coolest situations to ever be in. Panic attack, and then realize that it seemed like it knew what it was doing the whole time. A little high on the approach, just bring the nose down just a little bit. Okay, I like that. Still just slightly high, but not too bad. We don't want to be too high though on this approach because it's a short runway and it goes right into the water. So, we don't want that to happen.
500.
A little low now. Oh, it's ground spoilers. Oops, crap. Alright, those are on. Airbus knows what's going on. And we got a Delta holding short there. I think we heard that call earlier. Southwest's over there.
Minimum.
Looking really, really good. Making just small corrections with this Airbus. Bring that nose down a little bit more.
100.
Bunch of planes lined up. CRJ.
50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. Retard.
Touchdown. Reversers out. 280. Some stutters. That's the airport for sure.
Line up and wait. Runway 01, Delta 380.
Alright. Reversers are stowed. Oh, you know what? I forgot to turn the lights on. Oh, man. Left at Sierra, JetBlue 516. Hey, thanks for the amazing ATC here. No comment. No comment. I have to use this app more often. I agree. That was crazy. Alright, clear the runway.
Runway 1 cleared for takeoff.
Oh, the FPS is really rough here.
Runway 1, cleared for takeoff, Delta
Alright,
380.
landing lights are off. I'm gonna get dinged because no landing lights on this arrival.
JetBlue 516, contact ground 121.7.
Ground 121.7, JetBlue 516. Thank you for the amazing ATC. Have a good night. I guess, have a good day. Didn't acknowledge me at all. Washington ground, a good afternoon from JetBlue 516. Ready to taxi to gate Charlie 24.
JetBlue 516, welcome to Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport. Gate Charlie 24, taxi via Kilo 1 Kilo Kilo 2.
Taxi to gate Charlie 24 via Kilo 1 Kilo Kilo 2, JetBlue 516.
Negative, taxi via Kilo 1 Kilo Kilo 2.
Taxi via Kilo 1 Kilo 2, JetBlue 516. Did I say that right? I think I screwed that one up. No, I guess that's right. Okay.
Blue Street 5158, at gate Echo 56. Request pushback and engine.
Thanks, Fry. Thanks for joining. That was a cool approach. That was really, really cool. I'm gonna check a look at the map here in a moment once we get to the gate, but that was a
Pushback approved.
that was an incredible approach. There is a plane that just landed.
American 2025 at gate Echo 55.
Our gate's up here on the right. The last one.
2025 Washington ground, pushback approved. Face east.
Pushback approved. Face east. American 2025.
Guess we're going all the way to the end here. Man, the FPS really sucks over here.
Brickyard 4258, ready to taxi to the active.
I know it's for sure the stream, OBS.
Runway 1, taxi via Kilo 1, Juliet Charlie, hold short runway 4.
Alright.
Runway 1 taxi via Kilo 1,
And
Juliet
parking brake
Charlie.
is set.
Hold short runway 4.
Over here to the
Brickyard
tablet.
4258.
And we're going to go to Phoenix. We're going to go to the ground.
Brickyard
GPU
4425,
chocks.
gate Charlie 23.
Jetway is
Request
coming on over.
pushback.
Wow, look how bad the FPS is. Alright,
Brickyard
normal and
4425,
engines
Washington
are off.
ground, hold position for company traffic. I'll call you back.
Close flight.
Hold position for traffic. Brickyard
Oh,
4425.
I guess I didn't do Alright, we got a 2.87.
Washington ground,
Landing rights probably. Oh,
face
off
east.
center line on the landing. It didn't count the landing
Pushback
rights? Wow.
approved. Face east. Brickyard
Okay,
4425.
Okay, so we want to check really quick. We want to check the traffic map again.
Delta 2049.
So there we are.
At gate Bravo 21.
And so we got
Request
that,
pushback.
that. Yeah, it looks like everyone's coming out here.
Delta
They're bringing them
2849,
completely
Washington
out.
ground, pushback approved. Face south.
DCA, so they should be swinging on in over here as
Pushback
well.
and
So
engine
yeah,
start
it looks like
approved.
they're bringing them
Face
all out.
south. Delta 2849.
Here's the river
American
departure.
2025,
Very cool.
Request taxi.
Now this was awesome. This was a cool sight to be seen with Beyondatc.
taxi via Sierra, November, Juliet, Charlie.
I now want to
Hold
check to
short
see if this
runway
FPS hit. Is it from
Runway 1
Beyondatc
taxi
with the
via
traffic?
Sierra, November, Juliet,
There's a lot of planes
Charlie.
here.
Hold short runway for American 2025.
Yeah, this is an awful lot of planes. DC's popping right now.
Blue Street 51.
What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's really close. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41.
5158.
Over 40 planes. Yeah, that would make sense.
Brickyard 4258.
That would very
Runway
much
4,
make sense
Juliet.
why
Continue taxi via Papa,
the FPS is kind of
Bravo,
rough.
Alpha, Juliet, Charlie.
Cross
We got
runway
a couple
4
planes
at
coming out here in the
Juliet.
distance
Continue
for the
taxiing
arrival.
Papa, Bravo, Alpha, Juliet,
Anyways,
Charlie,
really cool. Hey,
Brickyard 4258.
wave into the webcam. Thanks everyone for joining today's stream. A lot of fun today. A
4425.
lot of cool flight. Well,
Taxi for
2 really good
departure.
flights. Really amazing experience with Beyondatc.
Brickyard
I'm
4425.
blown
Runway 1
away.
taxi via Kilo 1,
Blown away.
Juliet, Charlie.
Can't get
Hold short
FPS. I'm
runway
trying to
4.
get FPS right now, but I can't get an FPS.
Runway 1 taxi via Kilo 1.
I'm
Juliet,
showing.
Charlie. Hold short runway 4. Brickyard 4425.
My counter's broken too. It looks like.
Delta 2849.
We're gonna test something though.
Request
Let's
taxi
turn off
to
the
act-
turn off Beyondatc. It's gonna crash. And yeah, so it's definitely Beyondatc with all that traffic. Because now it seems so much smoother. But that was 40 planes, so I guess that makes perfect sense. It's a crap load of planes here in DC, small airport like this. Again, thanks everyone for coming into the stream. A lot of fun, really cool flights. Next stream. Oh boy, I don't know when the next stream is. Maybe today's Wednesday, maybe Friday. Maybe Friday. If not Friday, it may not be until sometime mid next week. Maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. Well, it won't be Tuesday, so maybe Wednesday next week. So it might be another week before the next stream, or it could potentially come as early as Friday this week. Not sure. Sorry, I got a goofy schedule next week at work. So streams will be limited next week for sure. And then back to regular scheduled program pretty much after that. Actually, I do have I have a Monday and Tuesday coming up off, and the weekend. So that Monday and Tuesday I might stream. That'd be right after Valentine's Day. So whatever that Monday and Tuesday is, I'll probably do two days of streaming. 3 or 4 hours, my normals, and we'll see how that goes out. But again, thanks everyone for watching. Incredible stream, incredible flight, incredible Phoenix, incredible PMDG. I'm gonna do some testing with the A300 today. I got 2 videos up on the channel coming out in the next week, and we'll see how that all goes out going forward. Again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Take care as always.